fuck force style, motherfucker!
Hey guys, as always, Jarek here, and it is time. I need to cover Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and that's almost stressful. How do you do a game you love so well justice? Well, I'm going to try to, but in a different way than usual. If I try to fully talk about this game, the video will probably be about 40 minutes long, so I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. Aim for the 12-minute mark. By the time I'm done editing this, I'll know whether I've failed horribly or succeeded at that, and I'm sure the comments will remind me.
Distract unsuspecting enemies with your D20, nerd.
Before continuing on, we need to thank today's sponsor, Ridge Wallets. Here is my old wallet. I've had this thing since about 6th grade. I like it and it served me well, but it really does enable some bad habits. I have cards in here from conventions years ago. Here is the Ridge wallet that they sent me. The first thing I noticed is that it is incredibly small comparatively. This is really nice. It means it won't print in your pocket, so people won't know what pocket your wallet is in. This wallet is very simple. I mean, yeah, it's a wallet, I don't know what you were expecting, but it's also very durable. It's not made out of materials that can rip. Instead, this is going to last you a long time. In fact, it's supposed to be a lifelong purchase. Ridge is going to allow you to use this for 45 days, and if you aren't happy with it, you can return it. This wallet functions a bit differently than your normal wallet. It doesn't open, instead you just slide your cards in, and then when you want to access them, you just push them out, and there you go. It also has a strap on the back where you can put your money. I was afraid maybe the money in the cards could slip out, but no, these things aren't going anywhere. Also, yes, this is a Taco Bell gift card. It doesn't work anymore. I've already used it. I said I have cards just left over in my wallet. I should probably get rid of these things. As of right now, there are over 30 colors you can choose from, including some more unique ones like burnt titanium and forged carbon, which is what I have. If you want to get one of these for yourself, you can get 10% off with free shipping and returns if you go to ridge.com/gundragon. I don't know what you expect. This whole channel is basically talking about video game guns. That's pretty cool. So, ridge.com/gundragon. And don't forget to use the code GUNDRAGON to get 10% off your next purchase. I guess I'll start where I usually do with my videos. The plot. This game takes place in the dystopian future of 2007. May I also point out that this game came out in 2013? Wait, that was 7 years ago. This game feels like it just came out like last year. Anyway, I don't want to go into too much detail about the story because it's not all that deep, nor does this game aim to be. However, it is hilarious all the way through. You play as Sergeant Rex Powercolt, voiced by the amazing Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn was the perfect actor they could have gotten for this role. It's amazing to think that he almost didn't take the role after becoming so jaded due to Aliens Colonial Marines. Can you really blame him? Rex Powercolt is a cybernetic super soldier, and at surface level the plot is really nothing more than taking down another cybernetic super soldier who happened to train you and has gone rogue. And while that is pretty much what you're getting with this game, that's not really the point. This game is an 80s parody in every sense of the word. There's references to near endless things in this game. Aliens, Terminator, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, RoboCop. If it happened in the 80s, this game probably has a reference of it. However, the references are not just them quoting the subject material as a way to say, hey look, we remember this too, isn't that cool? Instead, the writing is clever enough to make me giggle like an idiot every time I play this game. You will understand what the parody is based off of, however there's a unique Blood Dragon flair added to it. Take for example, there's a side mission, a mission you may never even come across in order to beat the game. In this side mission, you were tasked with getting rid of 4 turtles causing issues. You go down a ladder into a sewer, and the first thing you see is a pizza box. Most games would have just stopped here. Leave a turtle next to a pizza box and say, hey look, there's a funny Easter egg, and then moved on. Instead, in Blood Dragon, you have to hunt down 4 different turtles, and they all try to kill you. The first one, you climb over some electrified water, only to find a turtle next to a switch to turn it off. The second one turns a valve to try to burn you. The third one tries to blow you up. And the fourth one lets you get mauled by a cybernetic crocodile. It has its own Blood Dragon flair even when it's just referencing other things. The only thing I can give it flack for here is that even though it loves the 80s so much, it somehow didn't mention metal at all. Right? How? Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Testament, all this stuff was huge in the 80s, and this game didn't mention it at all. I know I'm slightly biased, that is sort of my main genre of music, but it is a little weird to me that the biggest genre during the 80s wasn't mentioned in any way. Aside from the devil horns, but you could have done so much more. Yeah, I know. I'm nitpicking, I'm not holding this against the game at all. Let's just move on to the graphics. This game is an expansion. It was DLC for Far Cry 3, and as a result, it looks pretty similar to Far Cry 3. but the aesthetic is downright amazing. Just like Far Cry 3, this game is a good PC release. There's not really anything I have to complain about. Every option you would expect is there, including an FOV slider. The most nitpicky thing I can get out of the way is that even when you increase the FOV, the weapon FOV doesn't increase, so it makes it look like the guns are kind of scrunched up in your face. Far Cry 3 also had this problem, so I didn't really expect them to change that. But let's be honest, no one cares. This is not what people care about when they're talking about the visuals of Blood Dragon, it's all the aesthetics. They wanted this game to look like an 80s action movie, and goddamn do I love the way this game looks. You make the scenery dark and apocalyptic, you shove neon lights and everything, and then you add a filter of scanning lines to make it look like a VHS tape, and boom, you have the 80s. It's obviously not that simple, but I love how this game looks so much. It's interesting, because unlike the other Far Cry games, it's not supposed to be a serious, story-driven, immersive game. Yet the design is consistent throughout all of Blood Dragon, so it can be immersive if you're really trying to play it. You just won't take it seriously. And you're not supposed to. How can you take a game seriously when its reloading animations look like this? That's fucking awesome! Let's talk about the guns for a moment. There's not many of them, but the ones that are here are endlessly fun. There's a bow in this game. It's the same, but it has neon light, so it's automatically better. The pistol is Robocop's pistol. Your assault rifle is a laser weapon with a ridiculously deep mag. The lever action shotgun is of course a blatant reference to Terminator, which is fine by me. You get a big 50 cal sniper, more on that later. You get the standard Far Cry 3 flamethrower, but it's a flamethrower and fire is fun. And you get a minigun, which is awesome when you combine this with Michael Biehn. However, the weapons don't stop there, no, they have tons of upgrades. This game does something that I love and wish more games would do. With every upgrade you get, it changes the appearance of that weapon. Another game that does this that comes to mind is BioShock. This is a small feature, but it's an extra little reward once you finally get that upgrade. And these weapons do have a lot of upgrades that drastically change how they function. Nothing too crazy with the pistol, this just gets a deeper mag, a laser, and a suppressor. The assault rifle though, goes from being a standard 3-round burst bullpup weapon, to a fully automatic, to an incredibly deep magged laser weapon. The shotgun goes from a standard lever action shotgun to a double barrel to a quad barrel that fires incendiary shotgun shells that you can load 4 in at once. The sniper goes from a bolt action 50 cal to a semi-automatic 50 cal to a semi-automatic 50 cal with a deeper mag that fires explosive rounds. This pretty much invalidates any need this game would have had for an RPG. This just gets rid of vehicles. The other weapons don't get upgrades, but you won't want to use them after you've upgraded all of these. The upgrades are satisfying, the effects these guns have on the world around you is great fun, and the designs of these weapons fit in with Blood Dragon perfectly. And there's my cue to talk about the gameplay. Well, it's based off Far Cry 3 and a lot of the gameplay is pretty much the same. In Blood Dragon, instead of outposts, you have garrisons. They act the same. Once you liberate the garrison, it becomes your own, it becomes safe, and it's now a base. However, the way you liberate these garrisons can be quite different. You can do it the normal Far Cry ways of sneaking in and being all stealthy-like, or just going loud and shooting them all, but there's an extra factor now. An extra thing that I find way more fun than that.
Oh, well, he's gonna kill all the scientists. Let's just let it happen. Oh, this is not when I want that to happen. I hear the scientists are dying in the background. Well, rip scientists. He doesn't even care. No fucks were given. Oh, okay, well, fucks are definitely given now. I could just watch Blood Dragon just murdering things all day. Oh my god!
Come on.
Why would you drive directly out of Blood Dragon? It just doesn't give a shit.
Blood Dragons. These are the highlight of the game for me. These giant dinosaur death laser lizards will destroy anything they come across. They're incredibly hostile, and you don't want to be on their bad side. However, the garrisons are protected by a force field that doesn't allow them in. If you want to, you can disable this force field by pressing a button somewhere inside of the garrison, or you can blow up a generator somewhere around this base. that will deactivate the field and allow the Blood Dragon to come in and wreak havoc. And man, I will tell you, watching these things go to town never gets old. The only real problem I have with this is that I kind of don't want to do anything else, so it's going to resort to me using the Blood Dragons at every garrison I can. And there's only like 2 you can't use them on, and those are out in the water. Who am I kidding? I'm not complaining about that. These things are fucking awesome. And because these things are so awesome, it's good that you get some way to draw their attention. Once you kill plenty of the cyborgs roaming around, you can pull out their heart. Blood Dragons love cyborg hearts, so you can throw them and lure them away, or lure them to someone you want them to destroy. I use the word destroy because murder is quite possibly underselling what they do.
Holy shit.
If you're in this world, you're fucked.
I mean, seriously, in what other game can you watch a neon lizard laser a helicopter out of the sky? These things are so damn awesome, I couldn't resist getting art of them when this game first came out. You see this picture a lot in my background. A lot of people ask me about it. It's something I commissioned 5 months or so ago, and I really enjoy it. You've also probably seen this picture, which I used as my outro for quite a long time. Well, the original unedited picture of that is this. I can't resist getting this. That's awesome. Anyway, sorry, I'll stop ranting about them now, but these are definitely the highlight of the game for me. Let's go back to those garrisons. Once you do unlock them, there will be a side quest you can do. These side quests generally unlock some weapon attachments, so you do want to do them. They're not necessarily deep side quests, they're usually just saving a hostage or killing a problematic animal or killing a high value target in a specific way. However, the enjoyment comes out of the situation these side missions puts you in, like say that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one from earlier in this video. In a way, those side missions are the best way to explain what Blood Dragon does so well. The situations, the writing, the imagery, the music. I can't believe I haven't mentioned the music yet. I really want to be able to play the music for you, but in a lot of my old playthroughs of Blood Dragon, I've gotten Content ID claims because of the music. So thanks to YouTube, I can't play some of the best music of all time. It's synthwave made by an artist known as Power Glove, and honestly, I think I've listened to the soundtrack more than I played the game, which is impressive because I've played the game so many times I've lost count. Just trust me, go search up the Blood Dragon soundtrack, you will love it. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is the perfect example of what happens when you let a studio design a game for the sake of being fun. What they want to do, what they yearn to do, make a good game. Not just make a product to sell millions. I still remember when this game was first announced. Everyone thought it was an April Fool's joke, but no, it was real. In a way, this expansion reminds me of how games used to be in the early 2000s, when a lot of games were made by AA studios, before the budget really went through the roof. Since Ubisoft was allowed to experiment in such a way on this expansion, it's become one of my most cherished games. I only have 2 complaints about it. The first one is actually somewhat of a big deal. It's really easy. Even on the hardest difficulty, it is a genuine challenge to die. Unlike Far Cry 3, there's no skill tree to choose from. Instead, you get experience and just upgrade in a linear fashion. I'm actually more okay with this, so I don't have to pause the game and see what I need to upgrade. It just lets me play the game, which is what I want. The problem is, since you're Rex Power Cult, you're a cyborg. You jump higher, you run faster, you have more health, you just are a more powerful protagonist. I mean, hell, there's a part at the end of the game where you can literally just jump and keep doing takedowns from above, from standing still. I'm in no danger here. I understand I'm supposed to be a powerful cyborg, as I said, but there does need to be a little bit of a challenge, and there just is none at all here. And the second biggest complaint I have about Blood Dragon is that we never got another. Part of me still hates Ubisoft for teasing a Blood Dragon in Far Cry 5's DLC, only for it to be a zombie DLC where the Blood Dragon only shows up for a few minutes. The fight wasn't even good, it was anticlimactic. And before you say we got a sequel, Trials of the Blood Dragon doesn't count. I don't know why Ubisoft hasn't really tried what Blood Dragon did. People loved it, and it sold well. I think that warrants having another expansion like this in another Far Cry game. They kind of tried with Far Cry 5's DLC, but those felt rushed. They didn't feel like they had anywhere near the amount of polish that Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon did. I thought Far Cry Primal was going to go this way. I remember liking the Shangri-La missions in Far Cry 4, and I thought they were just going to be an expansion like that, but instead we got whatever Primal was. I would have been much happier if they basically made Far Cry Turok Edition, added dinosaurs, and went all silly with it. But no, they made Primal. I guess the main point here is that Far Cry is in a weird spot. The mainline games kind of border in between being as immersive as they can be, but still being an action movie. And that sort of bothers me. In my opinion, if you want action that extreme, you have to take the Blood Dragon approach. Just go all out with it. But if you don't, take the Far Cry 2 approach. Take it really serious. And those two are my favorite Far Cry games, on the complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon and Far Cry 2. Now I do love Far Cry 3, 4, and 5, and I am looking forward to Far Cry 6, but I would really like them to take one of these two different approaches. But as it stands, we're probably never going to get another game like Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I can keep hoping, but I don't think we will. But that about sums up everything I wanted to say about Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. If you haven't played this game, go play it. What are you doing? Once again, a huge shout out goes to my sponsor, ridge.com/gundragon. Use the code GUNDRAGON to get 10% off your next purchase. This sponsor has actually been really awesome to work with. They don't take a week to reply and they actually reply immediately, and in general, they're just nice. Thanks to all of you that joined me over on Twitch. I marathoned through this entire game at once. It was a stream that lasted about 6.5 hours, which is not the longest one I've had, but you know, why not play it all at once? It's an amazing game. If you want to join me in the future, my Twitch is twitch.tv/JarekTheGamingDragon. If you subscribe, you get to see my videos ahead of time. Same thing for my patrons over on patreon.com/Jarek4. Thank all of you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.